This is Matt for Into Boxing. I am delighted to be joined by 4-0 Brett Mcginty. We're here in Ricky Hattons' gym. You've just been put through your paces. First off, before we get into that, Brett, how's things? How are we doing?
Doing really well, Matt. Big fight now coming up Saturday night. I've been out for a while now. I had to pull out of my last fight in December with an injury, and it's kind of took a wee bit of time to get me back to it. But I'm getting there now. I'm ready to go for Saturday night, and I'm looking forward to getting back to winning ways.
How frustrating is that when you get an injury and it does set you back a bit? Because obviously you want to build on momentum. Like I said, you've got your 4 victories. You want to crack on a little bit. Is there injury? I take it everything's all fully healed and you're back fully fit, ready to go?
It was very frustrating now, especially at the time, because it was just a week out from the fight date, and it kind of did knock me back a couple of months. But it's feeling 100% now. I've had a really good training camp. Sparrings went well. I've had no issues with it. So fingers crossed now it stays that way on Saturday night, and we can get the win and get back to winning ways.
Is it more mental that, when you get the knock, because physically obviously you're a young lad, unless it's like a horrific injury, you'll come back, but is it more mental that the fact that you've put all the hard work and effort in, I've seen the graph you guys have done in here today, and then you get there and it's like, it must just be a bit of a kick in the teeth.
It was at that time now. It was a real setback, because I was looking forward to having I'd fought September, then November, then I was going to obviously fight December, and I was looking forward to going into Christmas with a bit of momentum, and I felt like I was starting to build a bit of momentum. And once that happened, it was because it was so close to the fight too. I had all the hard work done. You know what I mean? It was actually my last hard session in here. We were just going to come into fight week then and start taking it easy. So it was mentally tough, over Christmas and getting back into it the new year. But I've done it now. I've had good rehab on my shoulder. Everything feels good, and I'm ready to go.
How have you found the pro game so far since turning over? Have you managed to find it? Is it different to what you thought it would be, or is it everything you expected and more? Because I asked a lot of people who turn over, and some of them said, "Oh, I've got a pro style, so I'm much more suited. I can sort of plot my way to victory." And others are like, "Yeah, it's just proper hyped on it." What's your sort of opinion on it since turning over?
Well, to be fair, it has suited me. I've always had a pro style. Even in the amateurs, people always said to me, "You would make a good pro someday." But for me, my career turning over has been a bit stop-start. Initially, when I turned over, obviously we had COVID, so it took me almost a year to have my debut. And then, as I say, I was starting to build a bit of momentum there. I got to 4-0 and I ended up being out 3 months with an injury, so it's been a wee bit stop-start. But everything's looking good now, everything's feeling good, and hopefully start building that momentum now again and have a good end of the year.
How good has it been having the main man in your corner, Ricky Hatton? Obviously a wealth of experience, and he's coming back for this exhibition fight. I'll get your opinion on that in a minute, but what sort of key advice has he given you? Because obviously he trains yourself, Chloe and others. What's he said to you?
Well, the thing about having Ricky in your corner is obviously he's been there and done it himself. You can only dream of achieving the things he's done in boxing. But me and him have a lot of similarities. That's coming from him. We're big body punchers, and just tips I've learned from him already so far that I've implemented some in my fights, and I'll hopefully do more in the future. But he's a great help. He's a great man to have in your corner, giving you advice, knowing he's been there and done it. And as I say, I can only hope to do the things he's done in boxing someday myself.
What do you make of this? What do you make of this comeback then? Obviously, Marco Antonio Barrera, Manchester Arena. It's like reliving the old glory days, but he's in terrific shape for it. What do you sort of make of his comeback to the sport? And obviously, the reasons he's doing it, he's mentioned this isn't a money thing. This is to show that better get up and go. You can do anything. What do you make of it?
I think fair play. You know what I mean. We all wondered how it would go whenever he started training, but he's really put the head down, and as you can see, he's shifted a lot of weight. He's got himself in right shape. You know what I mean? So put it this way, him and Marco Antonio Barrera, they both know their way around a boxing ring. They probably won't be the men they were when they fought in their day, but you can see how serious Ricky's taking it. Barrera is a Mexican, they're proud people. I'm sure he's training hard as well, so I'd say we're going to be in for a pretty entertaining fight, and I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Exhibitions seem to be the in thing at the minute. You've got Floyd Mayweather, who sort of started, I think, this trend of he went to Japan and had that little knockabout. He's now been doing it in Dubai, and he's fought, I think, his old sparring partner Don Moore, and he says he's doing it again in September. Do you think if Ricky enjoys this a lot, we could see them two in an exhibition? That'd be incredible, wouldn't it?
I'm not sure, maybe. It's up to him. Obviously, this is in his head at the minute, this is the only one, but you never know when you get in there. You might get that fire in the belly again and want to go again. It's completely up to him. As you say, he's not doing it for a money thing or whatever. It's just, I suppose it's a bit of a challenge and he wants to get back in there. So completely up to him. But I mean, if he wants to go again after this one, why not? You know what I mean? He's still well capable, as we've seen. I have to say, we've all been surprised of how well he's training, how quickly he's taken to it for being out for so long. But who knows what's around the corner? But I'm sure he'll want to get this one over and done with first.
Interesting times, Brett. Let's come back to you. 4-0, we mentioned it before. What can we expect to see from you this Saturday? I think it's a Steve Wood show you're fighting on. What can we expect from you?
Hopefully a really good composed performance. It's going to be a 6-rounder again, so my last few have been 4. Obviously I started with 6, but the last few have been 4 and I'm back up to 6 on Saturday night, so I'm looking forward to getting in there and getting back to work and getting back to winning ways. As I say, it's been a frustrating time being out for the last few months, so really looking forward to it, and I'm ready to go.
Look, Brett, I appreciate you hanging on and giving us some of your time today. We're looking forward to seeing you out on the Steve Wood show, and fingers crossed we can catch up a couple of weeks later, so I'm sure we'll be back in this gym.
Nice one, cheers Matt.
Appreciate your time, buddy.